Good morning, everybody, and happy Sunday. It's Tonetta coming to you a few minutes early with the tea time with my video this morning. This video, I called it "While You're Playing Small." Earlier this week, actually, I had a friend of mine ask me that. Actually, sent it to me in a message. We were talking about some other things, but the person sent this message to me, asked me why was I playing small when I know that I'm more powerful than what I project. I guess I put it that way. Of course, and I'm telling you all this story because, of course, I got very defensive at first. I was like, why in the hell would he tell me something like that or this kind of thing? But after I, of course, processed it all, thought about it, I'm like, okay, I understand where he's coming from. I do understand that. And I do understand what he means. I guess I put it that way. Because of course, I've played small several times in my life. I mean, it happens all the time. And we have to learn how to, of course, play bigger than what we know that we can play as. It took me back to me thinking about all the times that I, of course, didn't speak up for things, or actually, I can't say didn't speak up, or didn't allow myself to speak up because others had told me that every time I spoke, I didn't think before I spoke, and I was being mean, and I was saying stuff that was hurtful, or times when I didn't want to share my story because I didn't feel that my story was even relevant to even share. I guess I put it that way. Those times, let me see, there's a whole lot of times actually, but just trying to think of some of the things that a lot of us kind of may hold ourselves back from. I guess I put it that way, as far as standing in our power instead of speaking our story, that kind of thing. Times when I just did not believe in myself that I can actually share my gifts and make change in the world. I mean, there was all those kind of times. Trying to say, I wrote like a little bit of notes. I'm trying to look and make sure I didn't forget anything. But I'm just but like I said, as far as with that, like I said, I did get very, very defensive, and I thought about all those times where I did not, like I said, speak my truth and did not want to tell my story and did not want to believe in myself that I can even do anything that was possible, whether it was this video or anything else I've been doing. And good morning, Louise. Good morning, Avedon. Thank you all for watching this morning and tuning in. But like I said, as far as us, well, not just myself, but I know there's other folks out there that I've talked to and that I see out there that's, of course, playing small as well, knowing that we have a lot of power. I know I did a video, what is this, February? I think I did the video back in maybe October, maybe, or something, like sometime last year. It was talking about me, because I know that I've always been a change agent. I've always been a person who wanted to see change everywhere that I went, whether that was with people, with programs, with systems, with patterns, and that kind of thing. I've always been that kind of person. I've always known that. I did a video about that last year, about how, of course, I needed to play a lot bigger than what I was playing. And, of course, it kind of fell behind the wayside because I was doing some other, life just happened. I guess I put it that way. I can't say anything else, but life just happened. And sorry about this light, y'all. I don't know what to do about this damn light, but like I said, life just happened. But as far as me knowing that I am a change agent in this world at this present time, I know that I cannot continue to have those limiting beliefs that I cannot do what I want to do. I guess I put it that way. That I cannot create a successful coaching business no matter how I see it being possible. That I cannot create the books that I want to create, or that I cannot create these live videos. Like I said, I know those. The video I did last week was talking about getting started and having all those different excuses, those different limiting beliefs, those different things that we know that hold us back. I guess procrastination, fears, and stuff like that. Yes, we're always going to have fears. I know that. I have fear every day. Had fear before I did the video. I mean, I'm nervous doing the video. That's everybody. I mean, if you're not nervous or scared of doing something, that means you should not be doing it. I guess I can say that. But as far as, like I said, as far as us having fears and limiting beliefs, that's always going to come up, I'm sure, most of our lives. I mean, we can't just stop that. Some people may be able to. I'm sure there's few far in between, but there's going to be situations that happen, things that happen that's going to cause you to think about those past issues, those past things that you may have went through, and those past things that you experienced. And that's exactly what I thought about when my friend told me that, asked me why was I playing small. Like I said, I got very defensive, and I was like, why in the world you asked me this? This is ridiculous. I'm not playing. But then, like I said, as I thought about it, I was like, yeah, I am actually. Because I know all those times, like I said before, that I allow others to kind of shut me down as far as me saying what I feel that I needed to say. To me, it was the truth, and others may looked at it as though I was being mean, or that I was trying to, I don't know, outdo them some kind of way, whichever the case may be. And there was also times, of course, that I did not speak my mind out of fear that it would, I guess, offend others, that it would make others feel uncomfortable. I guess that's the best way I can put it, that it make others feel uncomfortable. And a lot of us, I'm sure, go through that because I've heard other people talk about that as well. And like I said, at some point, we have to realize there comes a time where we can no longer fit into that old story that we had, those old belief systems that we had, because we've changed so much. And I know I've reached that point. I know I can't keep using those same. I'm not saying I can't use them, but I can think about them all I want, but I can't continue to let those things put barriers up for me as far as me trying to do what I need to do. Like I said, it comes a time that, which I know my time has come already, but I know there's a time, it comes a time, not just in my life, but other people's life, that we can't fit into that same mold and that same story that we fit in, I guess, whether that was last year, whenever it was, 10 years ago, 5 years ago, whichever the case may be. Like I said, there comes a point where we can no longer fit into that story, and we have to create a different story or a different life for ourselves. And yes, it's very scary. I can tell you that. I'm in the process of doing that. But yes, it's very scary. But it is definitely possible. There's nothing that's not possible. But like I said, as far as the playing small, that all goes along with that. I know a lot of time before I even started these videos, thanks to Live Masters and Mike Chavez, I'm doing videos now. I've been doing videos about a year and a half almost. But there was, of course, a lot of times throughout my life where I was too scared to come into the forefront. I want to stay in the back and want to fix everything in the back or the underground, whatever kind of words you want to call it. But like I said, there was a lot of times that I did that. I know others do that as well, not just me. So that's why I'm speaking to yourself and I'm speaking to myself in this video as well, because these are things that I'm still working on a daily basis. And I know we all have to work on these things on a daily basis, especially if you're a change agent, especially if you're somebody that's wanting to get into creating change for somebody else's life, whether that's a coach, whether that's a doctor, whether it's a nurse, or actually no matter what field you're in, if you're an artist, you're still creating change in somebody's life. Any kind of artist, I guess I put it that way, any kind of artist or healer, musician, anything along those lines. If you're looking to create those changes in people, we want people to know what you do and to feel good about what creativity you're bringing to the forefront. You have to get your ass out there. I mean, there's no other way to even do that. There's people out there, I know I've been told this many times throughout my life, that there's people out there waiting on you to bring those changes, to bring those issues to the forefront that you feel others and yourself need to work on. Like I said, being a change agent, I know I just cannot sit back and just keep saying, oh, well, so-and-so will get this or they'll understand this. If you don't tell somebody or nobody knows, I guess, whether it's something that they're doing or something that you see them doing or any kind of issues in the world, that kind of thing, you have to speak up on those things. I know that, and I have spoke up on those things as well. It may not be every single thing that's going on, because I can't talk about 1,000 things a day, but I mean, the things that that just stick out to me, I guess you have to talk about those things. Like I said, there was a time that I could no longer be silent and want to put everybody, I don't want to speak up because I may hurt somebody's feelings or somebody may get offended or that kind of thing. Last year, I was at that point where I said, I can no longer do that, which I have been doing there for a while, actually, scared of what others may say or how others may think or how they may be uncomfortable with the things that I'm saying. And like I said, I had to just erase it out of my mind and just say to hell with them and to hell with that and go ahead and do whatever I needed to do. I guess I put it that way, because I could no longer sit back and just not speak my truth and not tell my story, because I know there's others, like I said, out there waiting on me to tell my story, to know what kind of steps I took to get to the point that I'm at now, so they can kind of take some of those steps and recreate their own life. Like I said, I know that. And like I said, there's people out there waiting for you to like I said, speak your truth, show who you are, and just be real with them. Show that you're vulnerable as well. I mean, everybody knows that everybody has mistakes and has faults and all those kind of things. And of course, which I've seen people, of course, I know you can be positive all you want, that's fine. But in the real world, we know that there's issues that happens all the time. And people need to see that, not just that you're perfect because there's nobody that's perfect. We all can be perfect within our imperfections, is what Lisa Nichols always says. And I heard one of her videos the other day, and that's something that stuck on my mind as well. Like I said, there's nobody perfect. But like she said the same thing, you can be perfect in all your imperfections, all your faults, and all your vulnerabilities, all that you want to, that's fine. And people need to see that. Just can't sit back like I was doing, sitting back in the way wind and scared to say stuff because of what others may think or that kind of thing. Like I said, I can no longer do that. And I know that. I can say that. So like I said, I know there's people out there waiting on us. And speaking about that, last year, that was my birthday, actually. My birthday last September, where I was at my family's house and we were all talking about, like, of course, like different like things going on with our lives and all that kind of stuff. And I was getting ready to leave to go home. It was like that evening. We were all outside talking, and they were asking about, well, I was letting the people, my cousins know about my plans to, my cousins and my aunts and everybody else, letting them know about my plans to relocate, because I do want to leave, of course, Missouri, St. Louis, because I never lived anywhere else. I mean, I've traveled places and for a week or two, that kind of thing, but I've never actually relocated and stayed somewhere else. So like I was letting them know, that's, of course, my plan. Now, it may not go according to the timeline that I have set, because some other things that occurred, which I'll talk about that in different, like later, like a little bit, in some more videos in the future, I'll talk about that. But as far as me telling them that I'm looking to relocate and that kind of thing, and they're asking where and what's going on and all that kind of stuff, and of course I was just letting them know just letting them know what was, of course, going on in my life and where I'm planning on relocating to, possibly when, and that kind of thing. And one of my cousins, which I didn't expect this at all, actually two, were just replied, of course, just to let me know, I guess in short, that they're looking up to me basically as the one who is going to be relocating, who's going to be making all these changes. And if I can make these changes and they see that that's possible, considering where I've come from, they know that's possible as well for themselves. And they can uproot their families and move and do some other things, relocating, that kind of thing as well. And I had to sit there and think about that. So I was like, they're waiting on me to do what now? Because I haven't even got everything in order yet. I guess I put it that way. But like I said, that's what both, I guess, two of my boy cousins, I guess male cousins, were letting me know. Like they said, I was waiting on you to show us that you can create those changes and that it is possible. And like I said, being a change agent now, I know that that's part of what I need to do. My family told me that. I guess I put it that way as well. Not just that time, but other times as well. Have told me that in the past. So like I said, I know I cannot sit back in the back and just not do anything. Like I said, I have to put myself out in the forefront in order to show others what's possible and what you can do with your life, considering whether you had a bad upbringing or you had craziness going on in your life, or you had a divorce, or I don't know, whatever the case may be. Like I said, there's all kind of possibilities out there. You just have to make sure that you're good. Actually, I'm sorry, I didn't even say good morning to everybody else that came. Thank you, Tina, for watching it. I guess for tuning in. Thank you, Manu, for tuning in as well, and thank you, Natasha, for tuning in as well. I hope everybody is fine this morning. But like I was saying, I cannot sit back any longer, just waiting, knowing that I'm playing myself down for others. I guess I put it that way. And like I said, when he told me that, I was just like, okay, that means I got to get up here and do something. I mean, I can't just keep saying I'm going to do all this stuff and I haven't done it yet. I guess I put it that way, which they understand. Of course, you got to save and do all that stuff to relocate. That wasn't the point. But the point was that others, of course, are out there looking at me, looking at you, those who are wanting to speak truth into others, speak life into others, and speak their love into others. We have to get up in the forefront and show people that we are humans and that we are living a real life and that we do have our ups and downs and all those kind of things. And like I said, there comes a time where you just cannot play small anymore. And I know that. I've been knowing that. Like I said, when he told me that this week, I was just like, okay, that was my cue to get my ass up and make some more changes. I'm trying to see if there's anything else that I have left out this morning, besides the people are waiting on us to show them our greatness. I know I just said that, but like I said, as far as the conversation that I had with my friend this week as well, he was just saying that, of course, at some point, I'd have to realize that I have to sacrifice some things in order to of course, remind myself how powerful I am, instead of just playing small and wanting to be in the background and wanting to get everybody else up and that kind of thing. And I haven't put myself in that position yet. I guess I'd say that. And I, of course, chose to sacrifice some things as well. Last week, I guess I put it that way. And I'm sure I'll talk to y'all about them later on. Not right now, but I'll talk to y'all about later on. But like I said, at some point, we do have to realize that there are some things that we will have to sacrifice in order to live in our power, to show others that we're great and that we can be powerful. And I think I have some on the wall that says powerful beyond measure, actually. So, but like I said, that's something that I know that we all can do. And like I said, I know that that's what I'm putting myself out there to do, as being a coach and being a change agent in this world. I know that it's very possible. I know there's a lot more people who came from nothing to make a whole lot of things out of something. I guess I put it that way. So, and I wanted to read something to you all that I saw this week. I listened to a video by Lisa Nichols. I should have wrote the video down, but it was on YouTube. And it was an affirmation that is actually a few affirmations that she said in the video. And I wanted to make sure that I read these to you all before I got off of here. So I'm starving to death this morning, y'all. I have not eaten yet, but I wanted to make sure that I at least share these affirmations with you all. And I actually, when I was listening to this video, I listened to it the first time. I had to go back and write all this down. I was rewinding and going back and forth and that kind of thing, trying to make sure that I had all this written down, because I love what she had to say about being enough and standing in your power and that kind of thing. So I want to make sure that I wrote this down for myself. And if you all want to write it down for yourself as well, just go ahead and slow this video down, whatever you got to do, and write it down. But I made a point to myself to make sure that I read this every single day, along with the other affirmations that I have as well. And I think I've shared some of those with you all in the past, but I'll share some more in the future as well. But this one I definitely want to share with you, because I just heard this Friday, and it was just so powerful. I was like, oh my goodness. I don't know the name of it, but she said, I guess in Lisa Nichols' words, says, I stand here in my greatness. I own my light. I own my brilliance. I am bold. I am courageous. I am perfect in my imperfection. And that's what I said about 5 minutes ago. This is my time. This is my time. I am bright enough. I am old enough. I am young enough. I'm experienced enough. I am wise enough. I understand that I am enough. And she goes on to say that I accept my fear, but my fear will be in the car with me. Oh, I accept that my fear will be in the car with me, but will not be in the driver's seat. I'm ready for my next best season, because I know that I'm the author of my autobiography. I'm the designer of my own destiny. I'm writing my life story, and I am writing a life story that I am going to love reading, and others will be inspired by. On one page, they'll read my fear, and on the next, they'll know that I did it anyway. I commit to hold fear in one hand and passion in the other, and leap and leap and leap every time. So I want to make sure that I share that with you all. Like I said, that was awesome to me. So I know I'll be reading that every single day, along with some other things that I have as far as I am, like affirmations and that kind of thing. And like I said, I'll share some more with you all as I go along as well in these videos too. So I hope everybody enjoyed the video. Let me thank you again for tuning in this morning. Louise, Avedon, Tina, Manu, Natasha, I hope you all are doing well this morning, and happy Sunday to you all. And like I said, y'all got to excuse this light. I have a skylight and the whole thing is just lit up or something this morning, the same as it was last Sunday, but that's all right. As long as y'all can hear me, that's all you need to see. But hear and know that kind of thing. But like I said, for those who catch the replay, do enjoy the video as well. And for those who left messages, I will reply sometime later on today to your messages and your comments. So everybody have an awesome Sunday, and I love you all.